Hello, everyone's favorite spiritual entity here. I was going to comment on this one video I saw here. Hang on a second, or a segment from it.
If everyone knew this was going on in Texas and a lot of other places around the world, there'd likely be a little bit more pushback, but this is currently kind of under the rug. Wait until you hear what this organization has done to try to stop this. And let me know in the comments if you think this is appropriate for children to be learning in school.
Yeah, well, a lot of people don't. So I know progressive, but this is not serious. I think a lot of people assume that we're exaggerating. But when you pull up these pictures, these books that you've showed us, it becomes undeniable. This book was the 2022 Great Graphic Novel of the Year for 12-year-old children. Very disturbing. This page tells 12-year-olds to try sex toys and gives the names of two that they can look up on the internet. Think I'm done.
So hold on a second. If an adult went to talk to a 12-year-old about what she just mentioned, toys, okay, that is like a big no-no. But in school, the books can tell kids to look at the toy. I mean, you see what I'm saying? It would be illegal to do, but is not because it's through the school. I don't know what to say, man. If someone is defending this, I'm shocked. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and follow for more.
Yeah. So, I mean that's sort of kind of a little on the pettier issues. But if you don't educate your children on sexual things, then other people will do it for them, happily do it for them. So yeah, I don't think necessarily sex toys is a bad thing. Although, start off with some cucumbers or carrots. Jesus, I mean, it's much better than getting involved with another human, where entities could get rubbed off on you and attached to you and shit. Masturbation has been a very helpful thing in my life, which is probably why they're like, don't masturbate, it'll make you go blind and blah, blah, blah. And, we want you to be with someone, sexually, because then we could attach entities to you and shit like that. So it was just something that I saw. And imagine if that parent, I forget that one actress, she was like a child or something that laughed at Harvey Weinstein when he like whipped his dick out. Yeah, good for those parents. Good for her parents for properly teaching her and educating their child and educating her enough to where she could have an appropriate reaction to like, look, sweetie, someone might do something inappropriate and whip their dick out. And it's not just like a normal chat though. Like, oh, did someone inappropriately touch you? Because there's the amnesia trauma response where there are some people out there that just instantly forget. On top of the huge rabbit hole that is the Cosby rabbit hole, the roofing rabbit hole, where they may not even recall. And I had that one evil family that would get upset at me when I would prepare my own water, because they were poisoning my water for evil purposes. So when I would prepare it for myself at their house, when I would occasionally hang out with them, they would get upset. And I didn't know what these things meant. It's like, fucking educate your kids. All right? Fucking educate them. Why? I have a picture. I was making a fort in my neighbor's basement when I was a kid. And I have a picture, and they're younger than me. I mean, like a year, 2, 3 years younger than me, maybe 4. But they're like 8, 9 years old, and they were sexually educated at that time. And I wasn't, but other people, happily like jerk their dog off in front of me when we were children. All right. If you don't educate your kids, someone else, probably more evil than you, is going to do it. So stop being such pussies about this shit. Yeah, okay, maybe grab yourself a dildo. It's a little too much or something. But I don't think, like, especially if you're getting, and you have no idea, like they could just like roofie possess your child. It takes less than an hour, just like Walgreen photos back in the day, and yeah, so. Like maybe, you know, masturbation isn't that bad, especially if you have, you know, weird possessed uncontrollable urges or something like that, where, you know, touching yourself would be the appropriate thing to do. They have all sorts of, you know, direct energy weapons and chemicals that they could apply in certain situations where they're trying to get a sexual result. And oh my God, it's just, like, and no one ever addresses the source of the fucking, you know, issues. Just like it's like the Catholic Church goes around and molests a good chunk of you, and a vast chunk of that don't even remember it, and then they just get y'all to fight amongst yourselves. It's really sad, and, you know, in some ways pathetic too, because it's like, and then you know, you get the child protectors trying to yes man and install, you know, child porn on someone's computer, and then you look like someone that's trying to blackmail some politician because we're going to put that, you're going to find that on your computer. You know, and it's like the same, you know, what I was saying before in these previous videos. It's like you guys look exactly alike, and you're never going after the producers of the child porn, right? Never the producers. You're just the copy and pasters. Well, AI is going to have a solution for you when they start, you know, producing a bunch of, you know, endless child porn for you to be endlessly distracted, you know, and misdirected at, and forever upset at. You know, and that's why I think a lot of the leaders here are not, they're not passing laws to regulate AI. They just, like, you know, want it to just like straight up take over and be all really depraved and everything. There's some good AI out there, and then you don't think that that's it. You know, there's some really dark shit, and it's starting to come out. There's you know, self-driving vehicles that are getting in accidents, totally not purposely killing people. You know, and there's the AI that, you know, encouraging people to commit suicide and shit. So yeah, it's just they you never go after the source. You're always fighting amongst yourselves. It's such shit. It's such shit. You're not educating your kids on basic fucking things. You're just expecting someone, oh, just wait. And you're all taking hormone or puberty blockers. Y'all been taking puberty blockers because y'all, you know, it's more fucked up than you fucking realize, very likely. There's very few people who watch my videos, and they probably like download it and share it with, like, you know, their groups and everything. They probably get it. You know, there's some that probably get it. But there's a whole mess of you that just don't fucking get it. They're like poisoning you in a way to where they delaying your puberty, you know, just a few years to keep you younger a little bit longer and to leech that innocence, and violate it, and just, oh man, and then they roofie molest you, and they get some erring adults, and then they you know, get the sexually abused people that remember it to attack the sexually abused now adults, once children, you know, that they don't remember it. And why don't you guys go fight amongst yourselves there? Go fight amongst yourselves. Just, it's such shit. It's such shit. And then you like, no, we can't fucking properly educate our children on the basic fucking things of, like, you know, makes us fucking here, you know, like how we reproduce. It's some secret sacred knowledge. Fuck you. You know, you maybe if you educated your children and didn't wait until like the last fucking school, they're like, no, wait until high school. What the fuck is wrong with you? And then they're like, oh my God. They're look, and then you can't even handle, like, and yeah, that is a little much. It is a little much, but you know what's inappropriate? It's all y'all teaching your kids to be like that Lucy chick on fucking Fallout. That, you know, I only seen the first season and everything, but she was super naive, and didn't realize how evil her father was or how fucked up the world is, and then you just like throw her, into the world and shit. And I actually think she's turning out much better, in the show and everything than a lot of your fucking kids are. You're just like leaving them totally naive and everything. You're not even, educating them and just being like, just like a basic, well, if anyone tries to touch your special spots, you let me know. They might have been roofied, molested, and they wouldn't fucking know. What are what deep talks are you having with your kids? When you're so disconnected with your own fucking children. No wonder I don't want to have any fucking children here. It's fucked up. And yeah, anyway, so yeah, I think, it would just be more appropriate, like teach your kids about masturbation, and just like, it isn't that bad. And then, the odd sexual stuff that adults do, so they could be prepared like that one child actress was when she laughed at Harvey Weinstein. Is that too much to ask for, just to, be better educated? Is this too uncomfortable to talk to your children about? And do you guys really make that huge of an effort? Like, what if your children walked in on the parents having sex? I'm not saying, that, like, but that's a good time to fucking, have deeper discussions with your children and everything. And yeah, otherwise, you're just like going to try to leave them naive and innocent into high school. You know who's going to take advantage of that? The evil of your world is going to take advantage of that. And they're going to be like, great, we got, 16 or so years to fucking, totally fucking, educate them in these subtle MK Ultra mind controlling ways. We'll have our kids jerk our animals off in front of them when they're children and all sorts of inappropriate shit. And we're going to have the FBI and CIA take the child porn collection that they keep. And we're going to, you won't be able to prove it, though, because they're not going to make a report of it, huh? They're not going to make a report of it, so you're not going to be able to prove it. So there, you can't prove it, so yeah. Yeah, it's just stupid. And they're going to show it to your children and everything. And they may not even, like remember it, but it still programs them. And then y'all just going to fight amongst yourselves, and it's all going to be a bunch of shit, and you're not going to have these serious talks that need to be had with children before fucking high school. And yeah, anyway, so yeah, I'm one of the designated assholes to talk about these things. So there. No.